Yeah.
Wow. 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 Do you want to tell us a little bit about what inspired your trip, who you are, like introduce yourself a little bit to the cosmic audience?
All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, what inspired this trip here was a wedding, but we decided to stay for 3 weeks. We got lots of fun, lots of totem poles, and me. Well, who am I? I guess what I've been told is a qigong mentor and facilitator for people. Been on this journey, I guess, for about 40 some odd years since I was like 13, and continuing it, meeting people like you guys. It's awesome.
That's a long time spiritual hustle, that's for sure.
That really ties in with the Cosmic Adults motto, which is spiritual hustle 24/7, and it seems like
24/7.
24/7 and 40 years is something like that. But I would say, I would even add to Jackie's description of herself. I would say like a very intuitive person, very much in tune with all the energies connected to, I would say, places. Not a lot of people are connected to, in my opinion, and it's been quite an amazing journey to get to know you and get to see you and get to see you grow and do stuff like that. So I would add that to that description as well.
To
Oh,
your
thank you.
to the roster. Um, Ian, when you say that Jackie's like connected to things that most people aren't, do you mean like internally, like spiritually? Because yes, I agree.
Mm.
I would say that is one, but like my understanding, and when I've been with Jackie, it's very much it's almost like she's pulling information very directly from these sources, from these places, and it seems she has a way of being in these areas, which I definitely admire and encourage you know uh,
Mhm.
people to do more. I guess I would say it like that.
Do you, Jackie, do you feel like you've always been that way? Like, have you always, like you said, since you were 13? So,
Well, I think maybe before I was born, we were just talking about this yesterday with some ladies. So I guess what happened is like being in my mom's womb, right?
yeah.
I tell her things like, "Oh my gosh, that fire was so smelly in Grandpa's house," kind of thing, and then she'd be like, "Wait a minute, you you were in my womb, you weren't alive yet." So there are stories
Whoa,
like that. Yeah. So
that's
maybe
cool.
before.
Wow. So
That is
long time.
that is something I haven't heard before. That is like Cosmic Adults Volume like 2. Hustling before you were born, hustling spiritual hustling before you were born. Just like in tune already with everything.
Isn't that
Jesus Christ,
crazy?
that is crazy.
Like,
That is wild, I would say.
That's
Okay.
totally the next level. Totally the next level. So I guess, okay, this is like maybe an assumption, but um, so I want to know kind of like because so obviously you're a next level spiritual hustler. So was it like I want to know kind of what got you into qigong? Like what got you sort of going, okay, because like I can put some pieces together and go, okay, Jackie's been on this long time spiritual hustle. Qigong must be a really big answer. It must be a really big thing. So is that what drew you to it or what did?
oh, good question, actually. Well, it was more like I was going to see an acupuncturist, and he said, "Oh, I'm doing a qigong course." So being introduced to this, I always loved energy. I've heard about qigong, right? But I didn't know what it meant, what it did, and yoga didn't work for me. So I'm like, wait a minute here. I need to figure out something that will work for my energetic body, right? And it is like being able to work with, what do they call it? You're working with your life force energy. And it's like Ian said, if I could go way up there, but I've always been ungrounded. And if I could ground it, oh, that's beyond.
F yes.
But would you literally even say that it's like a qigong is a good practice for a person who maybe is very naturally open to these etheric realms, astral realms, other realms, and now they start to do qigong? Would you say that grounds you a lot? Or
Oh, mega.
okay.
Like even my partner Mark, right? We came here and he was very stressed because his mom's going through lots. So coming here by the ocean, especially the trees, the rainforest trees, and this morning he walks in and said, "Wow, am I relaxed?" And that's 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes of letting go of things, like he's learning to let go during the qigong, bringing the new in, and using the environment.
Wow.
Right?
So
Yeah.
what was it like when you started practicing qigong? Like, was there a moment or a thing that you realized like, oh, this is it? Like, this is a good thing.
It was a hard start because I'm the kind of person that will go beyond it and then not hurt my body, but oh no, I'm screwed up for a week here because I went a little too far on the energy stuff within the body, right? Probably a lot of us.
Right?
Then,
yeah, totally.
yeah, but that was good because then I realized that was okay. That was a cleansing of the body. And now what can I do to regenerate during the cleansing movements? Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it is.
So was it kind of like an energetic like detox for you, like when you first started?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What did that feel like for you? Like,
oh, you feel kind of like, well, I was definitely puffier the next morning. My joints were sore. I wanted to sleep more, like rest, and slower, just slower. And then days later, after the teacher would say, maybe try this or do less and ease more into it, right? And then we were rocking.
but when you're on the spiritual hustle 24/7, you always gotta just open up the faucet all the way, go all in.
This is how this spiritual hustler does it. That's how I've learned, right?
Totally. Well, and I think that's one quality that I've always really admired about you is like your fearlessness, because I don't think a lot of people would go all in like that,
I've got a good story for you that everybody was wanting to hear yesterday in the group of ladies, right? So as we all like the chakras, and as I did when I was younger, I was about 16, and I wanted to know about my energies, chakras, and breath work. So I was going for it. And I went for a 2-kilometer walk in the bush, right? In the trees. There's a big tree and like kind of there's a, like, I guess not a cliff, but the ground, the earth was going down, right? There's a hill. And so I grounded myself. I put my back to the tree and I started doing the breath work, and I was like, yeah, this feels good. And I felt a block in my heart, which I knew I had. So long story short, I was breathing way too heavy. So I popped my energy out of my body. My whole body went up in the air and down the hill, and I lost consciousness for a few minutes because I guess all my energies were just blown, right? Circuits blown. And I had to actually kind of crawl up and find my way home. So that would be my what is it teaching in regards to maybe don't go as heavy duty as that to start.
I would say that's like if we're talking about like the Spiritual Hustle Hall of Fame, kind of like story, that would probably be number one, right? Like losing consciousness, like